Welcome to the 2021 Ontario Business Achievement Awards. And now, here's your host, Rocco Rossi.
Hello and welcome everyone to the 2021 Ontario Business Achievement Awards, brought to you by generous series sponsor, Canadian National Railway. In this episode, we shine a light on Ontario's amazing small businesses, brought to you by episode sponsor, RBC. I am super excited to be back for season 2 of the OBAAs 2021. This is the time of the year when the Ontario Chamber of Commerce, the indispensable partner of business, shines a light on the best of Ontario business. And this past year has been a year like no other. And so let's celebrate the incredible achievements, the incredible ability to pivot, ability to face challenges down and continue to succeed that we've seen throughout this year. We want you to join in the conversation. Hashtag difference makers, hashtag OBAA 2021. This episode is devoted to shining a light on the heartbeat of every village, hamlet, region, city in this incredible province. I'm talking about Main Street businesses. I'm talking about small businesses. All of us have that connection to them. In my case, my very first job was at Main Street Drug Mart at Main and Danforth in Toronto. And I took my first paycheck and I walked down the street to Len Duckworth's Fish and Chips, where I took out my first date and bought her lunch. We have those experiences. And these businesses have been incredibly hard hit. We've lost thousands of them this year. But so many others have risen to the challenge, have been able to pivot, have been able to do remarkable things. And that's what we're going to focus on in this episode. It's about talking and listening to small business supporters across this province, which we've been doing throughout this year. Here's what some of them had to say.
There's lots of great ones. We try to keep everything fairly local, but Pasqualino's Fine Foods is a great local restaurant.
I'd say one of my favorites is Troy's Restaurant.
Store is Ladner Clothier, who's been dressing me for over 50 years.
Yeah, Goodfellas, a local establishment we came across has been there for a number of years now.
Okay, I have many favorites because I love small businesses. I love Hamilton small businesses, but my favorite is Starwood Seafood and Grill.
My favorite small business right now is Flow Lifestyle Boutique on Concession Street.
I'd have to say my favorite small business is probably Cherry Birch General, which is a little coffee shop right across the road from our studio. My favorite small business in the community is the Capital Bar on Pink Street East. It's a great environment, great food, great drink.
It's just a part of my neighborhood walk, and I'm lucky that they're in the neighborhood.
So the Capital Bar is what I like to call my local bar. So pre-COVID, I would always go there for a drink after work.
Like the Food for Kids food drive and other organizations and parts, just to kind of help everybody push forward and have awareness about what's going on in the community.
For example, with Troy's, with Miracle on Main every year, they close down Main Street and collect toys and money for children at Christmas.
We're a tight-knit community. Business owners are neighbors and friends and send their kids to the same schools. They support local sports teams. There's a really strong connection between the community and local business.
They give so much love to the community. They opened their business in September 2020, right in the heart of the pandemic, and still continue to put out their best.
They've made a real effort to get to know their neighbors and their customers.
Contribute to the local community by being a fantastic in-between work and home spot for everybody that's essentially living and working in downtown. It's a perfect place to catch up with old friends in between meetings, and it's just a perfect coffee break spot.
People go to the Capitol by themselves all the time to just have a conversation with someone, and he's just always there for everyone.
Lined up to get in for breakfast, and it just wasn't there anymore.
Businesses have had to adapt and change. They've had to bring out new parts of their business. They've had to pivot to new areas to be able to continue to support their customers.
They turned on a dime pretty quickly and started selling takeout, offering special pricing also on their packaged goods, and just created some cash flow for the business.
Also know that they started selling coffee so people could come into the shop, buy a coffee to go, and just, they found ways to serve their customers in different ways.
She lost a lot of foot traffic that is typically in the area, but she pivoted quickly and was able to establish an online store.
Obviously, the in-person nature of this very dynamic bar was kind of ruined. But Derek has a really massive whiskey collection, actually, so he did virtual whiskey tastings with people. He really innovated the menu of the Capitol Bar, so it continued with people getting takeout.
There are a lot of groups online too that help support, like our Milton Strong group and some of the dads in Milton, for example, where we're all doing our best to know of and make some of these businesses aware.
To share any information, to do whatever I can through social media.
We've been getting takeout, we've been shopping locally, really making an effort to support those businesses, whether it means shopping online or shopping face-to-face. Despite having to switch to online, we've still had fantastic services from local businesses, and I really appreciate that.
We've all tried to support our local stores as best we can, whether it's through curbside pickup, through phoning and asking if they could deliver. And I think everybody's leaned in these very difficult times.
Well, the BIA got involved, and they've been quite busy with signage and trying to send the message out that the community is still open for business, and it's a strong community. And it'll continue to be open for business.
And I share their food every time I visit, every time I order on my social media. I love their food so much.
So of course I do my best to shop there as much as I can, but also ways that I can support them is just by spreading the word about them, giving referrals to friends and family to go visit their shop.
Well, it's not hard supporting them during the pandemic because she makes such delicious things. So, thankfully she really pivoted and started introducing some new fantastic products, and we were able to actually order those online.
I vote with my dollars by supporting small local businesses. And during the pandemic, I voted to spend my money at Denninger's and shop regular groceries there and support them as much as I could.
During the pandemic, like many people, getting takeout was kind of a treat for the week. So always trying to do takeout from the Capitol, getting in food from the Capitol, drinks as well. And then right when the patios opened, really making an effort to go, even if it was just for a drink, to support the Capitol and some of my other favorite restaurants as well. And also sharing on social media, bringing the word to small businesses on social media can be really helpful as well.
Everyone I talk to has a story of how important small business is to them. And COVID has had an incredible impact on businesses across this country. What's been the tale of the tape, positive and negative? Have a look at these stats. Never have cooperation and collaboration between government and small business been more important than during this crisis. Here to speak about some of those amazing partnerships is the Honorable Nina Tangri, Associate Minister of Small Business and Red Tape Reduction.
I'm honoured to be part of Ontario Chamber of Commerce's 2021 Virtual Ontario Business Achievement Awards. Small businesses are the heart of our local communities. There's no doubt the past year and a half has been challenging, and for Ontario's entrepreneurs and local businesses throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. As we celebrate business success, I want to thank all small business owners and employees for your hard work and perseverance as we continue to push forward. Despite the limitations, local businesses have been agile and adapted through innovative solutions to serve the public of this province, all while ensuring public safety. From curbside pickup, no-contact delivery services, social distancing capacities, outdoor patios, and more. Some businesses even took it upon themselves to help in times of need by using their own facilities to produce hand sanitizer and face coverings. Your kindness does not go unnoticed. Ontario is incredibly grateful for your dedication and resilience as we strive for growth and recovery. I want to take a moment to acknowledge and thank all our dedicated small businesses for your ongoing efforts for the greater good of our economy. We all know your role in our communities is vital to keeping our Ontario spirit alive.
None of this amazing celebration is possible without the generous support of our sponsors. So I want to give a big shout out to our series presenting sponsor, CN, and to this episode's sponsor, RBC.
Have that I'm ready to take control of my future idea? Realize your business idea with financial tools from RBC through digital-first solutions, advice, and services that go beyond banking, helping you start and grow your business. Here's an idea that helps you manage cash flow easier with unlimited electronic debit and credit transactions. RBC Digital Choice Business Account Package. Plus, open an account without visiting a branch, helping you start and grow your business.
CN plays a critical role in the supply chains of North America. Chances are, if you drive it, eat it, or use it, CN moved it. At CN, safety is a core value, and our employee training and engagement initiatives are producing results. CN has long been at the forefront of innovation. We're evolving precision-scheduled railroading by driving technology into every aspect of our business and ushering in digital scheduled railroading. In early 2021, CN announced new ESG initiatives that will reinforce our sustainability leadership. Rail transport is part of the climate solution, and CN continues to lead the industry. At CN, we're creating the railroad of the future by pulling together as one inclusive and diverse team. We're also sincerely thankful to our customers, partners, and neighbors, whose confidence and collaboration made it possible for us to deliver during the pandemic.
I think everyone is going to remember 2020 and 2021. Incredible challenges, incredible stories, some loss, but those of triumph. We've brought together 3 incredible entrepreneurs with stories of resilience that you need to hear and be inspired by.
ATA, before the pandemic, was an engineering firm that specialized in very unique test systems for the automotive industry. Anything that touches an oil, a coolant, or a refrigerant, anybody who's developing a new product for vehicle electrification or hybrids, and our customers are, and were at that time also, all around the world. While our team was busy working on projects for the year, I knew we had to do something different because nobody was talking to us about what's next. And that usually is unheard of in our business. We typically have people talking to us 6 to 12 months in advance, for the project needs that they have coming up. What happened next is we knew we had to make some choices. And so I pulled the team together and we talked about what we could do. We could retrench, we could have pay cuts, we could look at dropping our costs. And what pleasantly surprised me is the team's response, which was, let's go on the offense. Let's go and find things to do that make a difference. What the pandemic taught us is the specialized expertise that we have in the automotive industry in developing new R&D products is actually very valuable outside of the automotive industry. We're talking healthcare, life sciences, and other industries can really use this deep-rooted expertise that we've had. And so the pandemic gave us a chance to demonstrate that. To me, being a resilient business means having the team and the mindset to be able to take on anything collectively, and being able to have those conversations around what needs to be done.
We specialize in serving Indigenous foods. We serve the community of Six Nations and the village of Ohsweken here in Six Nations. We focus, like I said, on traditional foods, so it's a lot healthier foods, a lot of like gluten-free, dairy-free. I'm an Indigenous chef by trade, so in making this business, I knew that was something that was going to be a passion of mine, to have an option for my community where it was going to be healthier foods, more recognizable foods, and more of our traditional foods. So I think one of the lower points for Yewego is the catering service was really just that phone call. When they shut Ontario down, they shut us down. And we had an entire open calendar, and that was scary, right? That's scary to think, like, where's my income coming from? And really, the fact that this store opened up was the point where we knew we were gonna pivot, but we didn't know how we were gonna pivot at that time. So the turning point for Yewego during this pandemic really was being offered this commercial space, because that's never happened in the history of Six Nations, really. And it was definitely something we weren't going to turn down. And thanks to other people like RBC, that was how we made it happen. The update on how we're doing now, Yewego has been doing really great. The food is going over very well in our community. We're really teaching people about our foods and the benefits of having them. It's really great knowing that I can employ people in my own community full time. Like, these are affecting 4 other families in this community. Being able to do that with the pandemic restrictions lifting and knowing that we still have a steady customer base has just been absolutely amazing. And knowing that tourism is still now just starting to come back, that's also going to be another huge revenue source for us. So we're really looking forward to the future, knowing like this is just the beginning for us. To me, being a resilient business owner has been being able to pivot and work with your customer base and your clientele, that you know that you're confident in your product and that you're able to share and make informed decisions, so that customer knows that they want what it is that you have to offer.
Our company before the pandemic was really doing well. March was the best month we'd had. We were going and increasing year over year. When we were locked down because of COVID, the effect was dramatic. It was literally like turning a tap off. And overnight, from the end of March through April and onwards, our sales were down more than 90%. I remember sitting here in early April, the office was empty, the plant, we weren't working. We usually have a lot of cars in the parking lot and there was nobody there. I was concerned about our employees. Would they have jobs? I wasn't sure how long we would last. Today, we're surviving. And that's been very satisfactory to us. Part of it is because of some grants that we got from the government. The Ontario Together Foundation helped us with a grant to create masks through the Como Foundation for hearing impaired. We also are making a UVC sanitizing device with light and have a grant for that. And our big one is NGen. It's a federal grant. There's 3 companies in it. We're the lead company on it. And we're creating a material, it's a coating for fabrics that will kill COVID for up to 6 months. To me, being a resilient business is taking advantage and understanding the opportunities that have been created. The world has changed, and we're really never going to go quite back to where it was. There are new opportunities for us within the trade show business, creating barriers. Within the health and wellness business, we're creating things that are far different than we had in the past. And being able to recognize where the world is going to be in the next few years is where the opportunities are. Enormous thanks and congratulations to Anthony, Chef Tanya, and Bob for their inspiring stories of resilience. Beyond business resilience, though, there are incredible stories of generosity, of businesses that simply would not give up on their communities. Big thanks to our episode sponsor, RBC, for helping us tell these stories of generosity.
My name is Jim Smith. I'm a realtor here in London. The pandemic was difficult for our community because, like all cities, it shuttered businesses and forced people into isolation in their homes. Marshall's Pasta is a family-owned business that embraced this devastation by utilizing their staff, 4 daughters, and close friends and fed 200 families a hot pasta meal. Blake and Jody believe that even in the most difficult times, it is important to see other people suffering and to do your best to help others with compassion.
My name is Chris Von Kleist and I live in Stratford, Ontario. The pandemic was difficult for our community because it took away our face-to-face social outlets. The Red Rabbit was an amazing leader in advocating for the community's safety during the pandemic, and they were so generous time and time again, providing their incredible food to all the frontline workers, even in the most isolated of times. It's inspiring to know that even a small business can set such a comforting example for how we can keep moving forward no matter what.
My name is Michael Kirkopoulos, and I'm from the town of Lincoln. The pandemic was incredibly difficult for our community. We had first responders who didn't have PPE, and sanitizer became a necessity. Dillon's did a phenomenal job supplying not only hand sanitizer to all our emergency and first responders, but a lifeline. They saw a need and produced hand sanitizer for our community. Dillon's exemplified the greatness we saw in humanity during this pandemic, and I'm incredibly proud they are from Lincoln.
Owning our own business, we've had to learn to navigate the unexpected. Look what I found. RBC Small Business Navigator has practical advice and solutions to help you confidently start and grow your small business. No.
See? Still learning.
I think you understand why we had to celebrate those incredible stories of perseverance, resilience, and generosity. That's exactly what we at the OCC love to celebrate and shine a light on. That's not possible without the generous support of our sponsors, so big shout out to series presenting sponsor Canadian National Railway and this episode's sponsor RBC, but an even more special thank you to all of you, the viewers, for joining in. And let's keep the conversation going. Join us at #DifferenceMakers, #OBAA 2021. Tell your stories of perseverance, resilience, generosity. And until next time, stay safe. Thanks for watching.